Purpose is bigger than motivation. Most people spend their lives waiting for the perfect feeling before they take action. They say they will start when they feel ready, when they feel confident, when they feel inspired, or when circumstances become easier. But the truth is that motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you feel unstoppable, and other days you feel exhausted and discouraged. If your success depends only on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. Purpose is different. Purpose is the reason you keep moving forward when motivation disappears. Purpose is what drives you to get up early, stay late, work harder, and keep pushing when nobody is cheering for you. When you know exactly why you are doing something, challenges no longer become excuses, they become part of the journey. Purpose gives meaning to sacrifice. It gives value to struggle. It helps you understand that every setback is preparing you for something greater. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not always the most talented or the most gifted. They are often the people who have discovered a purpose strong enough to keep them going through difficult seasons. When life gets hard, motivation says, maybe I should quit. Purpose says, keep going because the mission is bigger than the pain. When obstacles appear, motivation focuses on the difficulty, but purpose focuses on the destination. That is why you must stop chasing feelings and start chasing purpose. Feelings change, but purpose remains. There will be mornings when you don't feel like working. There will be days when progress seems invisible and nights when doubt tries to convince you that your efforts are pointless. In those moments, purpose becomes your source of strength. It reminds you why you started. It reminds you of the lives you want to impact, the goals you want to achieve, and the person you are trying to become. Purpose transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers because it creates a level of commitment that excuses cannot break. If you want to build a life of significance, stop asking yourself how you feel and start asking yourself what your purpose requires. The moment you connect your actions to a mission greater than comfort, convenience, or temporary pleasure, everything changes. You begin to operate with discipline instead of emotion, commitment instead of hesitation, and determination instead of fear. Purpose is the fuel that keeps the engine running long after motivation has run out, and it is the foundation upon which lasting success is built. Stop chasing approval and start chasing your calling. One of the biggest reasons people never reach their full potential is because they spend too much time worrying about what other people think. They want everyone to agree with their decisions, support their dreams, and validate their ambitions before they take action. But the reality is that purpose is rarely discovered through approval. In fact, many of the greatest achievements in history were accomplished by people who were doubted, criticized, and misunderstood. If you allow the opinions of others to control your actions, you will spend your life living someone else's vision instead of your own. Your calling is not determined by the crowd. It is determined by the unique gifts, talents, passions, and opportunities that have been placed inside you. There is something you were created to do, and nobody else can do it exactly the way you can. The challenge is that pursuing your calling often requires courage because not everyone will understand your journey. Some people will question your decisions. Some will tell you that your goals are unrealistic. Others will project their own fears onto your dreams. If you listen to every negative voice, you will never move forward. Purpose requires you to trust your vision even when others cannot see it. It requires you to believe in your potential before the results appear. The moment you stop seeking approval from the world, you gain the freedom to pursue the life you were meant to live. Your confidence begins to come from your commitment to your mission rather than from the opinions of others. You stop measuring your worth by applause, likes, recognition, or popularity. Instead, you measure success by your willingness to stay faithful to your purpose. There will always be people who doubt you, but their doubt does not define your future. What defines your future is your willingness to keep moving despite the doubt. Every successful person reaches a point where they must choose between fitting in and fulfilling their purpose. Those who choose purpose often walk a lonely road at first, but they eventually discover a level of fulfillment that approval can never provide. The crowd may change its opinion from day to day, but your calling remains constant. Stop asking for permission to become who you were meant to be. Stop waiting for everyone to understand your vision. Start trusting the process, developing your gifts, and taking action toward your purpose every single day. When you chase your calling instead of approval, you stop living for acceptance and start living for impact, growth, and lasting significance. Purpose demands sacrifice. Every person dreams of success, achievement, and greatness, but very few people are willing to pay the price that purpose requires. The truth is that purpose is not something you discover and then achieve without effort. Purpose calls for commitment, discipline, and sacrifice. It asks you to give up comfort in exchange for growth, distractions in exchange for focus, and excuses in exchange for responsibility. Many people love the idea of reaching the top, but they do not love the process of climbing the mountain. They want the rewards without the work, the results without the sacrifice, and the victory without the struggle. But purpose does not operate that way. Purpose demands that you show up when you are tired. It demands that you keep going when progress is slow. It demands that you stay committed even when nobody notices your efforts. There will be moments when you must choose between what is easy and what is necessary. The easy choice will always offer immediate comfort, but the necessary choice will move you closer to your purpose. Every great achievement requires a series of sacrifices that most people are unwilling to make. It may mean waking up earlier while others are sleeping. It may mean spending hours learning, practicing, and improving while others are wasting time. It may mean staying focused on your goals when everyone around you is distracted. The road to purpose is filled with challenges, setbacks, and obstacles, but those difficulties are not there to stop you. They are there to strengthen you. Every challenge develops resilience. Every setback teaches a lesson. Every sacrifice builds character. The people who fulfill their purpose understand that temporary discomfort is often the price of long-term success. They do not allow emotions to dictate their actions because they know that purpose is bigger than feelings. They understand that discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when they do not feel like doing it. Purpose requires consistency, and consistency requires sacrifice. There will be times when you feel like quitting, times when the journey seems too difficult, and times when the rewards seem far away. In those moments, you must remember why you started. You must remember that your purpose is worth fighting for. Nothing valuable is built overnight, and nothing meaningful is achieved without effort. The sacrifices you make today are laying the foundation for the future you desire. Every hour invested, every challenge overcome, and every excuse rejected is moving you closer to your destiny. When you truly understand your purpose, sacrifice no longer feels like a burden. It becomes an investment in the life you were meant to live. Leave a legacy, not just a lifestyle. One of the greatest mistakes people make is spending their entire lives chasing comfort, possessions, and temporary pleasures while forgetting the deeper reason they were given the opportunity to live. A lifestyle can bring convenience, but a legacy creates impact. A lifestyle is about what you gain, while a legacy is about what you give. At the end of the day, people will not remember how expensive your clothes were, how luxurious your car was, or how much money sat in your bank account. They will remember the lives you touched, the problems you solved, the people you inspired, and the difference you made. Purpose is not simply about achieving personal success. It is about using your success to create value for others. Every person has the ability to leave a mark on the world, but that mark is determined by the choices they make every day. When you live with purpose, your focus shifts from temporary rewards to lasting influence. You begin to ask different questions. Instead of asking, "What can I get?" you ask, "What can I contribute?" Instead of asking, "How can I become more comfortable?" you ask, "How can I become more valuable?" These questions transform the way you live and the way you approach your goals. Purpose-driven people understand that life is bigger than themselves. They understand that their gifts, talents, and experiences were given to them for a reason. Every challenge they overcome becomes a lesson they can share. Every victory they achieve becomes proof that others can succeed too. The greatest leaders, entrepreneurs, athletes, and visionaries did not become memorable because of what they owned. They became memorable because of the impact they created. They left something behind that continued to influence people long after they were gone. That is the power of purpose. It extends beyond your lifetime and creates a ripple effect that can inspire generations. You do not need to be famous to leave a legacy. You can leave a legacy through your character, your work ethic, your kindness, your leadership, and your willingness to help others grow. Every day is an opportunity to build something meaningful that will outlast you. Refuse to settle for a life that is only about personal comfort. Refuse to spend your years chasing things that lose value over time. Chase purpose with passion, determination, and commitment. Build something that matters. Create an impact that cannot be erased. Live in such a way that when your journey is over, the world is better because you were here. A lifestyle may be remembered for a moment, but a legacy can inspire people forever.